If you're standing up, I need you to sit down for this one. Not because it's sad, but because it's the single most Las Vegas sentence ever spoken about a dead legend. So Suge Knight said Tupac Shakur, rest in peace, ashes got rolled up in a blunt and smoked. Welcome back to the Clout Report. I'm J. Cal, and today the Tupac trial is wrapping up its third day over at the Regional Justice Center. Okay, and that's about 15 minutes or so from where I'm sitting right now. While the whole country is watching the courtroom, Suge Knight decided to open up a completely different door. Apparently, he talked to TMZ this morning, and Suge, remember, was in the car, right? Tupac was a passenger in the seat that night. Pac got shot on the strip in September of 1996, but Suge took some type of bullet fragment apparently to the head or somewhere like that. So whatever you think of the man, and people think a lot of things about him, he was there. He was actually there, right? So here's what he said happened after. Tupac's mother, Afeni, wanted her son cremated, right? Immediately, not days later, like the day he passed away. So somebody put Suge in touch with a guy connected to a funeral home. Later in the evening, Suge asked him to have cremation. The guy says something like he's booked, busy for the days, right? And that's where the story goes, where you cannot predict.
Pac's ashes. Did you smoke them?
Hell yeah. There was a few of us in his bedroom.
Two of the homies?
We did not smoke all of them. No. We already had these discussions. Pac was saying, Nick, when I die, y'all can smoke
me.
Hold up. You don't. What the fuck? Uncle Tom, you about to smoke that shit?
Yeah, they did it for Tupac. I think we ought to do it for Kane. Kane and Kush. But K up in the sky where he belongs.
Outlaw immortals. Bow down to something greater than yourself, triggers. They ain't no.
Wait, Suge Knight just dropped one of the wildest claims I've ever heard about what happened to Tupac's ashes. So nearly 30 years after Tupac Shakur was murdered, his trial, it's finally happening. Peanut here, and yes, you heard me correctly. First, big shout out to my childhood friend KJ for pointing me in this direction. So Suge Knight's claim that after Tupac passed away in 1996, his mother, Afeni, wanted him cremated immediately, and Suge says he helped arrange it. But this is where this story gets absolutely unbelievable. Suge claims that afterwards, some of Tupac's ashes were actually mixed into blunts and smoked by friends and family. He says he personally didn't participate because he was on probation. But now Tupac's family, they have previously denied this story. So right now, this remains Suge Knight's claim, but not an established fact. So the timing, it is crazy because nearly 30 years later, Tupac's murder case is finally being tried. So Duane Keffe D. Davis, he is on trial in Las Vegas, accused of orchestrating the 1996 drive-by. Prosecutors say he helped plan the attack and supplied the, even though they do not accuse him of actually pulling that trigger. And prosecutors are using something pretty incredible against him. His own words.
Hey, you need to be loud.
You smoking my weed too? I'm gonna kill you and Smokey because you playing with my emotions.
Did you know Tupac's friends smoked some of his ashes? Let's get into it. After his death in September 1996, the legendary Tupac Shakur was cremated, and his ashes was given to his loved ones. In one of his songs, he rapped about how he wanted his ashes smoked after he was gone, and his former group members honored that request. Young Noble recounted what happened, and here's what he says. Yeah, it's definitely true. I think it was the night of. We had a little memorial for him with his mom, his family, and shit. We hit the beach to do a lot of the shit we liked on the beach. Some weed, some chicken wings. He loved orange soda, so we were giving him our farewell that night. We twisted up some of that great granddaddy California Kush and mixed the big homie with it.
All right. So you seen that, you heard that. All right. Part of me hears this and thinks like, this is desecration, This is somebody's son. Afeni Shakur was a Black Panther. She was a woman who fought for him like his whole life. And the idea that his remains would become favor is genuinely disgusting to me. And then the other part of me thinks, that might be the most Tupac thing could have possibly happened. Really, because this is a man who made an album called The 7 Day Thing, who talked about his own death constantly, who built a myth so big that 30 years later, we're still not sure what is really true. A regular funeral was never gonna be able to hold him. So here's my actual issue. Suge has told a lot of stories over the years, and he's had incentives to keep telling them, right? So there's a trial happening right now where the entire prosecution's case is built on a man who wrote a book and did podcasts and said too much, right? So that's the thing. That's the theme of this whole week. Everybody talks, nobody proves anything, and the truth about Tupac keeps getting further away every single time somebody opens their mouth for the camera. So I don't know if this happened. I know it's been said, and in 2026, that's apparently enough. So what's your thoughts on it? Do you believe Suge? Yes or no? In the comments. One word. Binary. No context needed. Right? If it's true, is this desecration to you? Or is it the only ending big enough for Tupac? Well, we get it down. And before I can let y'all get it, it ain't no fun until you know how the song. Anyway, based on I do believe it. I believe it. And if that was Tupac's wishes, then I don't see a problem with it. We all have our opportunities to have our final request or our final will be honored or not. And according to several of his buddies, the outlaws that are still either living or had an opportunity to make a statement on it, they honored his last wishes. I mean, I think that's honorable if that's indeed the case. It seemed like it would be. I mean, more likely than not, So, yeah, maybe Suge told the truth on this one. And maybe his friends honored it. I think both of those are likely in this situation. But what are your thoughts? Those are mine. Please share in the comments below. Once again, we're live every day, Monday through Friday at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Check us out. But until then, we'll see you in the next one. Peace.